everybody, it's Zeno here, and welcome to 2023. I don't know if this is the first video I'm putting out this year, because I'm putting the first few videos for the year out at the same time. I'm making them simultaneously, but if it is, hello, happy New Year! We got a lot to talk about, because it's a new year, and that means a new Nintendo predictions video for the year, because if I'm good for one thing, it's making those videos. I can't not make that. So we're doing it here today. As per usual, we're going to be using the same structure we've kind of been using for the past few years here. Go over the year month by month, break down stuff, what's coming out, what is going to be announced, and then at the end, we'll go over what happened last year and how wrong I was with my predictions there. That's about the gist of it, so let's just go ahead and get started. 2023, starting off with a bit of a bang here, we have Fire Emblem Engage in January. It's really nice to see a new Fire Emblem game, especially so early in the year, because I just have very good memories of Fire Emblem Fates coming out in February. I don't know. I just think Fire Emblem's a cool game to put out at the beginning of the year, get people excited and stuff. I don't know if you guys get excited, I get excited. Engage, I'm kind of all over the place on. Initially, wasn't very big on it. Wanted a remake of an older game in the Echo style, not a new one. And then the new one has a more anime-inspired art style, kind of drifting away from Three Houses a little bit. Wasn't huge on that, but I've come around on it since then, and I'm just ready to play a new Fire Emblem game, so I'm excited, yes. And that will be coming very soon. We can be excited about it. That's gonna be it for January, a bit of a slow month, you know, it usually is. It's not until February usually that fire starts to get lit and we get our news for the year with our Nintendo Direct, because that's happened, I don't even know how many years in a row now, but I just kind of expect it now. Nintendo really has fallen into a pattern in the past few years. I think it's been at least 3 where we've got a Nintendo Direct in February and then in September. Maybe things will be a little bit different since E3 is happening again this year. Maybe they'll show up there too. Maybe there's going to be less in this Direct. Maybe this Direct doesn't happen, E3 happens. I don't know. It's going to be very weird. It always is. But I do think there's going to be a Direct in February. That's my prediction, at least. And this is what's going to be in it. For real this time, we are getting a Tears of the Kingdom, I almost said Tears of the Gameplay, a Tears of the Kingdom gameplay reveal trailer, where they actually show us what is new about this game. Why should we be excited about a Zelda game that has taken 6 years to come out? Is probably going to be one of the last big new games on the Switch now at this point, and I'm concerned about. I'm actually very concerned about it, and I just keep getting more concerned. I think it's going to be a great game. I just don't know if a great game is good enough. I know that sounds really terrible, but yeah. Expectations, man, they're not fun. They get you too excited sometimes, especially in the case with this game, me being me and having talked about it for so long, waited for it for so long. And I think even, I've mentioned this many times before, but there was less to satiate us while we waited, less remakes, because they remade like the entire series while we waited for Breath of the Wild. It's just, there's a lot riding on this game, I think. And I think I'm very justifiably worried, because we haven't really seen anything about it besides some very cryptic story little details here and there, and the fact that, hey, we're going back to the same Hyrule, which means this game has to be doing something huge, because the whole draw of the first Breath of the Wild was that Hyrule. Of course, we have the Sky Islands now, they're going to be there, so there is new terrain as well. But Hyrule, if you played Breath of the Wild, you know it. You know the layout and everything, so unless things are drastically changed, like there's a giant crater where the Great Plateau used to be, which might actually happen, I don't know. It's kind of cryptic in the trailer, but I'm worried. I'm worried that it's not going to be as revolutionary, as good as Breath of the Wild. I think there's no doubt in my mind it is a Zelda game. It will be good, but will it be good enough? I kind of touched on this a minute ago too, and there's not really a great place to slot it into this video, but I want to reaffirm that I now believe the Switch Pro is not happening. I have for years went back and forth, contemplated, is the Switch Pro a real thing? Will we ever see it? I don't think so. I think at this point, we're going to see the successor to the Switch, actually. We're going to see that the new generation at the end of 2024. Tears of the Kingdom, as rumors have recently been saying, is probably going to be one of the last big releases for the Switch before it's on its way out. Now, it's going to be on its way out in a very slow way, you know, PS5, Xbox Series X, they're still kind of around the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. It's going to be similar with Switch. I mean, Nintendo's done this in the past too. Just think about their handhelds. The DS was still supported. I mean, Pokemon still came out on it when the 3DS came out. And, I mean, the Game Boy too, everything like that. It's going to be backwards compatible with the Switch. It's going to be a Switch, but better. I think there's going to be some kind of weird gimmick on it because Nintendo just can't help themselves, and I love them for that. I don't have any predictions on what it is yet because that's for the 2024 video. I just wanted to say I predict no new Switch this year. I do predict that there's going to be a Tears of the Kingdom Special Edition Switch OLED, though, because I believe originally there was going to be a Switch Pro, but then the chip shortages happened, and that was the OLED. The OLED was going to be more than just the updated screen. It was going to have a better chip in it, a better NVIDIA chip, but it just didn't happen because of the situation at the time with the pandemic and everything. So Nintendo just kind of skipped over it, I believe. And I'm worried about what that will do to Zelda, because Breath of the Wild already doesn't run the best on the Switch, and that was a launch game. I really wanted to see the new Zelda Tears of the Kingdom in 60 FPS. Oh, it's gonna be maybe not 4K, but like 1080p even, because Breath of the Wild runs in 900p. But don't expect that anymore. Another reason I'm worried about the game. But yeah, I keep sidetracking myself. There's gonna be a Switch limited edition for Tears of the Kingdom. They've been doing it for all the big games lately. Scarlet and Violet got it, Splatoon 3 got it. There's been a leak going around of what the potential design might be. I'm not sure I believe that leak, just because if you look at the design on the front, that Triforce design is the exact same one that they have used on a 3DS model in the past. So someone could have maybe done this as a fake leak. Also, I just don't like the design. I don't want to believe it because I want a better design. It just looks kind of to me. But anyway, yeah, Tears of the Kingdom, big thing at this February Direct. Beyond that, there's not going to be a lot of smaller things, a lot of third-party announcements, indies, stuff like that. But there's going to be one thing out of left field, and that's 1-2-3 Switch, or whatever they want to call this game that exists. I believe I talked about it in the predictions video last year, that there was a alleged canceled sequel to 1-2 Switch that used a mascot character who had like the rubber horse head mask. I probably should have done more research before actually filming this, but apparently Nintendo developed a game which was done by the same team that did 1-2 Switch that is kind of a take on Jackbox, except in Nintendo's weird way, and they have the horse mascot. And there's a really weird story behind why they do. It's something about like, oh, the word horse sounds the same in most languages, so they wanted a mascot that was a horse, and they gave him the rubber mask, which I just think is a brilliant idea. I'd buy the game just because of that. I don't know, there's not really any rhyme or reason to this prediction other than it's been rumored. A lot of times I rely on rumors for my predictions because I'm just not that original sometimes, you know? Sometimes it's better to just go off of the rumors because a lot of times nowadays they're true. And I believe this game is true. I believe this game was developed. The question is, will Nintendo release it? Because apparently it did terrible in QA testing. We'll see if it sees the light of day then. I think it might, as just a wacky little thing Nintendo releases kinda in spring time of the year. I mean, they did that with Switch Sports last year. That's kind of what I'm going off to. They like doing fun little wacky things like that with obscure properties in the spring. We had Miitomo in 2020, I believe, and I want to see that continued with 1-2-3 Switch. Okay, that's it for the February Direct as far as big announcements. Tears of the Kingdom and 1-2-3 Switch. Those are your two big ones, because we already have a pretty decent handle on what is coming out in the first half of the year, and Zelda really does carry. I mean, you don't really need much else when you have Zelda coming out in May, which I think it will hit May. I don't think it's going to be marketed much, though. I think it's going to be a very minimal marketing cycle, which might bite Nintendo in the foot, but it's going to be interesting because we're going to go into this game with very little knowledge. For years, I've been waiting for the big E3 blowout or big presentation, big standalone direct where they just do like a treehouse segment, blow out a whole bunch of information about Tears of the Kingdom. I don't think it's coming anymore. I believe this gameplay trailer is gonna be like our last big hurrah, just kind of telling us this is what you're getting. Be excited to find out the rest yourselves. And then we'll get like a launch trailer, and I think that'll be it. Release-wise, February is also packed. Like I said, this is where the fire starts for the year. We have Octopath Traveler 2, which I just found out is actually multi-platform. Good for them. I want as many people as possible to play that game. I'm so excited about the music in it and the game as well. I think it's going to be great. Kirby's Return to Dreamland, a game that just kind of exists, and I'm happy about that. I love Kirby so much now. He is the perfect character. There is no better character design, I will say that, in every video he has ever mentioned now. And not a game release, but Nintendo will be opening Super Nintendo World in Hollywood, which is gonna be super cool. I'm very excited about that. I don't know if I'll get over to LA this year to check it out, but I might, and if I do, maybe I'll make a video about it. We'll see. Crazier things have happened, but it's exciting, and we're eventually gonna get one in Florida as well, which is also cool. Just put one everywhere, actually. Every state, every province, every nation in the world. I think everyone would need one. That'd be very good for us, I believe. March is for Bayonetta Origins, which is a game I'm kind of interested in. I have no interest whatsoever in the Bayonetta series, but after seeing this trailer at the Game Awards, I was saying, like, even during when I was watching it, this is more interesting to me than the regular Bayonetta games. I mean, it's just probably from a gameplay style. I'm not super huge into every hack and slash game, and I'm very particular on the ones I am big into. So I guess going for this more traditional kind of Okami type game, it's working for me a little bit. I really like the art style and everything too. Will I play it? Probably not. But I can appreciate it, and I'm glad that Platinum is doing some cool little things like that. It's a good thing to fill in the schedule for the year. I'm excited to see it come out. April will bring us all great joy as Chris Pratt comes into our lives as the new permanent voice of Mario, and the Super Mario Bros. Movie comes out, and I think it's going to be very good, much better than it has any right to be, as we've seen by the trailers so far. Animation-wise, it looks absolutely amazing, blowing it out of the park there. Even reference-wise, using the game's music, all the little sound effects and everything, all the clips of this movie we've seen, you can tell that Miyamoto was staring down everyone's back. He wanted this to be his Mario movie. I don't know how much money they spent on this movie, but it was a lot, and they're gonna make a lot of money too, so I also expect this is the beginning of a beautiful relationship between Nintendo and Illumination, as well as Nintendo viewing animation as a bit more of a lucrative idea for them going forward. I also believe that 1-2-3 Switch will be coming out this month. It will be loved by many, hated by more. It's gonna be kind of like the original 1-2 Switch, really. A lot of people hate it, some people kind of like it. I kind of like it. It's a fun novelty, but it's gonna be really weird. Very weird game. May is Tears of the Kingdom month, and it's gonna be big. Like I said, I think we'll get probably some kind of launch event type thing to just celebrate it and maybe show off one more trailer, because I can't see Nintendo not doing that in some way. We're probably also just gonna get DLC. I'm gonna say that right now. I mean, I don't think it'll be announced here, but later on down the line, that'll be announced. And overall, I think the game might be somewhat underwhelming. I really want to be proved wrong on that, but all the pieces just aren't adding up for me at the moment. I don't know. I'm worried. I've said it before. That's my piece. Still very excited though. Tears of the Kingdom May can't come soon enough. Like 4 months away. It's insane. Finally here. I'm excited to see this new game with you guys and explore all of its new secrets. We're gonna have a lot of new stuff to talk about. June is the month of E3, and I'm so happy it's coming back this year. I believe it's under new management as well. It's being done by the people who do the PAX conferences, which is exciting because I've heard those are really good. They do a great job there. So it's exciting. I hope that it works and we're able to bring back this fun event that just really celebrates the games industry. I think Nintendo will be in attendance. They're not going to have a huge showing, but they're going to have a direct, and they're going to have a few games to show off. Chief among them being the I cannot believe I'm saying this still, but Pikmin 4, it's a real thing. It's coming this year. My goodness, that just now registered for me. We're also going to hear about the Xenoblade 3 DLC, and it is going to look spectacular, and I'm going to like it more than the original game. That's my prediction right here. Metroid Prime Remaster? I don't even know why I say it anymore. It's just, I don't know. I think it'll happen, though. I keep losing interest and getting disappointed that it hasn't happened yet. It's kind of the same thing as the Wired Twilight Princess and Wind Waker not on the Switch, which, spoiler alert, I don't think they're coming next year either. I don't know why, but, well, I mean, I do know why. They don't want to take away from Tears of the Kingdom, but they should have came this year, because I didn't have any Zelda stuff this year. But I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, Metroid Prime Remastered, it's happening. It's not going to be the whole trilogy. They did a really bang-up job on the original, though, and it's going to be really cool, and I'm excited to play it, because I've never played the original Metroid Prime, and this is my chance. I'm kind of just rehashing all of my predictions that haven't come true yet, but I mean, that's what I do. I'm very strategic about my predictions. I want to get them right, so I think that a 2D Donkey Kong game is still coming. We've had those rumors for a while now. People said 2D, some people said maybe 3D. I think it's going to be 2D. I expect the worst, hope for the best. But it's going to be made by Nintendo EPD, just like those original rumors said. But I don't think this is the only thing they've been working on. I think Nintendo EPD is also working on the next Mario game, which we'll talk a little bit about a little later. That's going to be it for Nintendo at E3, but before E3, there's going to be a Pokemon Presents, which I just kind of skipped over, and it's going to show off DLC for Scarlet and Violet, and it's going to look really good. It's going to look better than the Isle of Armor, and it's going to be good, I think. It's going to be pretty good. It'll come out around November this year, and I'll be happy. July, I think it might be time for Advanced Wars. I'm excited to see this game. I've always heard great things about Advanced Wars, and I want to see if it's any good. I mean, Way Forward is making it, so it's got to be at least pretty good. They make Shantae. That's pretty. I've heard it's pretty good, so excited to see it if it does come out. And yeah, August is dead. There's nothing in August. September will be our second Nintendo Direct of the year, and Pikmin 4. Still doesn't feel real, but yeah, Pikmin 4. I've got my worries about this game. I think Miyamoto might be doing some weird things, trying to change up the gameplay style, and I really hope he doesn't. No matter what happens, though, I think the game will be very good. I think that no matter what form Pikmin 4 comes to us in, it's going to be ingenious, it's going to be amazing, and maybe not revolutionary. I mean, in my mind, it will be revolutionary. In many great minds, it will be revolutionary, but it will still be kind of a niche thing. Nintendo Direct, September 2023. What can we expect, Xeno? What is going to be there? Zelda DLC. I said this earlier this year, but Tears of the Kingdom, definitely going to get DLC. And I think it'll be announced here. I think it's going to be similar to what they did with Breath of the Wild, but better, because they know what they're doing more now. They've done DLC before. The DLC, by the way, it's going to be summer next year. It's just going to be one wave, and it's going to be a whole new area to explore with a new quest. Just a smaller one. But yeah, it's going to be cool. Zelda's got more, though, because we're getting another 2D Zelda remake. It's going to be announced here. It's going to be an early next year game done by Grezzo, the team that has done all the Zelda remakes on the 3DS that are amazing, and they probably should be allowed to make their own Zelda game, but I don't think Nintendo's going to let them anymore. I don't know why. Like I've said in the past, oh, I think they're going to let them. Now I'm just thinking, no, I'm just being pessimistic now. But it is going to be Minish Cap, which is also, I've heard, a really good Zelda game, and I'd be excited to play it because I've never played Minish Cap before. I know, you guys, I'm disappointing. But yeah, that Zelda announcement's going to start out the Direct. We're going to get the DLC announcement kind of like right after that. Aonuma's going to come out, say some words, and say, oh, we're making Zelda DLC. He's not going to like really detail what the DLC is about. That'll be for later, but he's saying we're making it, you know. We'll probably show like an image, and that'll be it. Kind of like the same thing they did with Breath of the Wild's DLC originally. Midway through the Direct, we will be greeted by the new Donkey Kong game again with a fantastic new trailer that just makes it look amazing and like a worthy successor to Tropical Freeze, but it's going to be very different in its own way, kind of like Jungle Beat was. Not going to be like Jungle Beat, but very unique. Then we're all going to have deja vu, and Miyamoto's going to come on the screen again and start talking about Hollywood actors. The rumors are true. Donkey Kong is getting his own spin-off from Illumination. They are making a spin-off with him, the character from the Super Mario Bros. Movie, but it is not a movie. It is a TV series, and it will be on... I can't even remember what the streaming service is that Illumination supports, but it will be on that one. And there's gonna be special guest stars in like every episode with some actor portraying like a completely different Kong. Maybe it's an established one, like in the old Donkey Kong Country TV series, or anybody that's a deep cut, really. Or maybe it's just a new one that is literally a celebrity, but a Kong. Who knows? Also, King K. Rool is coming back as a villain, which is going to excite us all. It's going to be very cool. Return of the King. Anyway, the Direct is going to end with a bang, which this has already been a pretty great Direct, in my opinion. I mean, but Metroid Prime 4 will see its first teaser trailer. And I kind of skipped over this earlier when talking about Prime Remastered, but they're going to say at E3 that expect information later this year. And this will be our information. We get the first teaser trailer for the game. It's very minimal, but it's going to kind of give away where the story is going. Are they still following up with that bounty hunter thread line from Federation Force? Or not. Maybe they aren't, but maybe they are. We're going to find out, and 2024 is going to be the release date on it. And it's going to be exciting. End of the Direct. Fantastic Direct overall. A lot to look forward to. Pretty decent 2024 already lined up there. And we're going to be moving on to September. October will bring the release of the Metroid Prime Remaster and the Xenoblade DLC campaign story. I believe Metroid Prime will probably be earlier in the month. Xenoblade will be a little bit later. They're both going to be fantastic, and I'm going to love them both deeply. November will be Pokemon DLC and Donkey Kong. Again, both going to be fantastic. Not much more to say. It's a pretty good year overall, you know? They got a good lineup. December will end off the year with no new game releases, but there will be a little something because Tears of the Kingdom will be nominated for Game of the Year. And I've gone back and forth on if I think it will win that because it's going up against the likes of Spider-Man 2 and Starfield and Hogwarts Legacy, if that's any good. I don't know, but I think it will. I don't know if it'll be my Game of the Year, really. I hope it'll be, but I think it's going to win just because it seems like it's probably going to be the most unique out of there. Maybe Starfield. If Starfield is really good, I could see it beating Zelda, but I'm worried about that game as well. But yeah, one of those two, really. If Zelda does win, they'll show off the DLC. Like a small trailer for it, probably, but yeah. And that's really it for 2023. I do want to preface a few things about 2024, even though we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here. But I did say earlier, I think Nintendo EPD is making a new Mario game. I think that'll be the launch title for the new system at the end of 2024. Metroid Prime will also come out in 2024. It will be a cross-generation game. It will come out on the new Switch as well and utilize its power, but also work on the old one. But overall, for a year of winding down, this is a pretty impressive showing from Nintendo, and I might be a little too optimistic here, but I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Do you agree with my predictions? Do you disagree? What are some of your predictions? I would love to hear them and debate you on why they are wrong or right in the comments below. So let me know. Okay, my voice hurts. I feel like I've talked way too long, which I usually do with predictions videos. I just have so much to say. It's so exciting, you know? I just love thinking about potentially what games will come out. I've said this before, but anticipation for games in a lot of ways is just as fun as actually playing new games for me. And I'm sure that's something a lot of you guys share with me as well. That's why you're watching this video, I'm sure. But yeah, let's see how we did last year. How terrible was it? No new generation or remake for Pokemon. That's just dead wrong. We kind of got both. I know Arceus is a new thing, and I knew that existed at that point, but I just find it funny the way that's worded, because we did kind of get both. And Scarlet and Violet is good. It's got some problems, but it's going in the right direction. Detective Pikachu, that's just no. I think that game might have died. Then again, I thought the original Detective Pikachu died, but it just took forever, so maybe that will still come out. But I don't think it'll be next year. I mean, this year. February 16th Direct. I predicted the day. That didn't happen. It wasn't that day. Xenoblade 3 announcement. Got that one. Then again, I mean, we had the rumors, so Did I really get it, or did I just kind of write off other people? I don't know. Metroid Prime Trilogy with very small 4 teaser. Didn't get either of those this year, which is sad, but understandable. Fire Emblem Echoes, Holy War. This is the Fire Emblem game I wanted last year, but we didn't get, and now we're getting Engage. But I'm still very excited about Engage. Okay, this is funny. Wii Sports Revival as Mii Sports, but then I talked myself out of it. And then I said Mii Music, which was just absolutely terrible, because I did it based off of a rumor from Emily Rogers, who got a lot of the details about the Switch right when that was initially being rumored as the NX and everything, so I trust them a lot. But they said basically it's gonna disappoint some people, so I thought, oh, Mii Music, because everybody, that's a very divisive game. Some people love that, but some don't. I think I might be the only person that loves that, actually. But yeah, in reality, they were really on the point with that, because Nintendo Switch Sports did happen. It's cool, we got another game in the sports series, but it's really not as good as the others, in my opinion, and I hate that they took away the emphasis on the Miis. Finally, for the end of the February Direct, I said a Twilight Princess and Wind Waker double pack. No. Alright, moving on to E3, which I said there would be an E3 Direct, because we didn't know it wasn't gonna happen yet at the time I made the predictions video last year, which is sad. But what did I say was gonna be there? Well, I said there was gonna be a Pokemon Presents with a new Mystery Dungeon game. That didn't happen, we got the next generation. Breath of the Wild 2, blowout for real this time, I promise. How foolish I was. New Donkey Kong 2D platformer, that one just kind of transferred over into this year. Bayonetta 3. No, but it did come out. Xenoblade Chronicles 3. No, but it did come out. And Splatoon 3. No, but it did come out. I said Splatoon would release in July and Xenoblade would release in late August, which I think I kind of got right until Splatoon got delayed internally, and they swapped it with Xenoblade because Xenoblade has been done for a while, which makes me even more excited for the DLC for 3, because I think they've had even longer than we think they've had to be working on this one. It's going to be really good. September Nintendo Direct on the 9th. We did get a September Direct. It was not on the 9th, and it did not have a lot of the stuff I said would be in it. Breath of the Wild 2. We did get it, but not in the form I think I expected us to. Donkey Kong? No. And then I just kind of threw in that there's usually a game hinted at for the next year in this September Direct, and I don't think I had like a specific idea for one, but I wrote down Mario Kart, Mario Odyssey sequel, Next Level Games, maybe Grezzo. I kind of was onto something with Next Level Games. Mario Strikers did come out, but the others no. Also, Mario Kart 9 is not happening. We are getting a ton of new courses for 8 with the Booster Pass, which is cool. I really need to go and play them because I've only played the first wave so far. October, I said Bayonetta 3 would release. I got that one. November, I said Breath of the Wild 2 would release. Didn't get that one. And Mystery Dungeon, which that didn't happen either, but Scarlet and Violet, so at least I had the Pokemon month right. December, I was hopeful for Donkey Kong December, but that did not happen. And the Game Awards, I was hopeful yet again for a Metroid Prime 4 reveal, because I think it's the perfect venue to show it off, but that did not happen. We got an Engage trailer, which is nice, but I mean, Nintendo, again, kind of didn't do much there. They mostly relied on showing ads instead of actually showing new games, which is frustrating, but I think that's something we can just kind of expect going forward. I don't even know if it was a good idea of me to predict that Zelda would show off something new at the Game Awards this year. I think it's probably more likely if they win, they don't even show anything. But that's it. That is the entirety of my predictions for last year. Got a few things right. Weirdly, Nintendo Switch Sports, kind of, until I talked myself out of it. But I'm overall proud of it, and I think I'm going to do even better this year. I have a lot of predictions that are going to be even more true, so hold me to it, I guess. Anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me here today and talking about all these predictions and whatnot and all that. I hope that you had a good time. I hope that I maybe sparked some ideas in your mind about some crazy predictions that you can let me know about in the comments below. And that's gonna be it for today's video. If you did like it and you have not yet already subscribed to the channel, you know, hit the like button, all that YouTube stuff they tell you to do. And I'll see you guys soon with some more new videos. Like I said, I have a few planned for the beginning of the year. We'll see when the heck they come out. There's a new Zelda theory on the way, if not already out. It's really cool. Go check it out. Excited for Tears of the Kingdom. Got a lot to talk about later this year when it does come out. Good stuff for the channel this year. So yeah, bye-bye. I'll see you guys later.